Let me ask you something honestly. Have you noticed how motivation comes in waves? One day you feel unstoppable. You plan everything. You promise yourself this time will be different. And then, a few days later, it's gone. Not because you're lazy, not because you're weak, but because your brain is designed to lose motivation. In this video, I'll show you the psychological reasons why motivation fades, and why understanding this can change how you approach your life. Most people think motivation is something you have or don't have. Psychology says otherwise. Motivation is temporary by nature. It's a chemical and cognitive response, not a personality trait. And once you understand how your brain creates motivation, you'll stop blaming yourself when it disappears. Let's break it down. Here's the first psychological fact. Your brain doesn't care about long-term goals. It cares about immediate rewards. When you set a goal, losing weight, studying, building a habit, your brain asks one question: what do I get right now? At the beginning, motivation feels high because novelty is exciting. Imagining success releases dopamine. But once the excitement fades, and effort replaces fantasy, your brain pulls back. Not because the goal is bad, but because the reward is delayed. Fact 2. Motivation drops. When reality replaces fantasy, psychology shows something interesting. When you imagine success vividly, your brain partially experiences the reward before doing the work. This is called mental simulation. That's why late-night motivation feels powerful, planning feels productive, visualizing success feels good. But once action starts, the brain realizes this is harder than expected. Motivation drops, not because you failed, but because fantasy is over. Fact 3. Your brain avoids psychological pain. Here's a truth most people ignore. Motivation disappears when a task threatens your self-image. If something risks failure, embarrassment, self-doubt, your brain activates avoidance. This feels like procrastination, distraction, suddenly feeling tired. But psychologically, it's self-protection. Your brain would rather delay action than face the possibility of feeling incompetent. Fact 4. Decision fatigue kills motivation. Another reason. Motivation fades. Your brain gets tired of choosing. Every decision consumes mental energy. When you rely on motivation alone, you force yourself to decide again, push again, convince yourself again. Eventually, the brain says, enough. This is why motivation feels strong on day 1 and weak by day 4. It's not inconsistency. It's cognitive exhaustion. Fact 5. Motivation is emotion dependent. Motivation is deeply linked to emotion. Stress, poor sleep, anxiety, and overload directly reduce motivational drive. When you're emotionally drained, your brain shifts into energy-saving mode. In that state, ambition feels heavy, discipline feels impossible, rest feels necessary. This doesn't mean you lack willpower. It means your nervous system is overloaded. The big realization: why motivation fails. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Motivation was never meant to last. It's meant to start things, not sustain them. Psychology shows that people who rely on motivation start often, quit often. People who understand motivation design systems, reduce decisions, make progress automatic. Motivation is the spark, not the engine. Practical reframe. What to do instead. 1. Instead of chasing motivation, do this. Reduce the cost of starting. Make the first step so small it feels stupid. Your brain resists effort, not progress. 2. Remove choice. Do the same task at the same time. Less thinking equals more action. 3. Tie action to identity. Don't ask, do I feel motivated? Ask, what would someone like me do right now? Identity outlasts motivation. Accept low energy days. Consistency is about showing up, not performing perfectly. Your brain respects continuity more than intensity. If motivation disappears in your life, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain is doing what it was designed to do. Once you stop fighting your psychology and start working with it, everything becomes lighter. If this helped you understand your mind better, Mind Matrix is about breaking these mental patterns and rebuilding smarter ones. Subscribe and keep evolving.